something.
Can we spotlight Dana again? Oh, no, you can't be spotlighted when you're sharing. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So yes, this is Grandma Sayings to Empower Artists, and I'm calling it a self-care and mental wellness workshop. When it comes to creativity, African-American grandmothers from the South have a very special gift. And today we're going to unwrap some of these gifts. Self-care, as we know, has always been important, but in the last couple of years, it's become even more important. And as I think about these motherwit sayings that I grew up with, they have so many life applications. And when I think about a lot of them, I'm like, oh, they, among other things, they were teaching us how to take care of ourselves, basically. Yeah. So that's what we're going to get into today. And all this is based off a book that I was blessed to write called A Half Truth Equals a Whole Lie. Practical tips and words of wisdom, Grandma used to say, for creatives. My grandmother, she just passed earlier this year in January. So that was a whole big deal. Here's a picture of her and me. I've got to move everybody off to the side so I can see. All right, so meet my grandmother. Her name was Ruby Lee Kinney, and she lived to be 92 years old. And I was blessed to know her for almost 48 years. She and I shared a birth month. So she was born in May. I was born in May. We have a huge family. She had 10 children and a plethora of grands. I am the oldest granddaughter. And until I was born, nobody else in our family had been born in the month of May except her. So she used to always rag on me like, I had this whole month to myself and here you come, girl. So, and I think with so many people in the family, it was pretty, phenomenal that only the two of us had that month. And then a few years after I was born, I had a girl cousin that was born, and we were the only two girls, and we were both in May with Grandma. So, so we're all in my family where everybody's always trying to find some way to be special, more special to Grandma. So that's one of the ways. All right, so we're going to get into some of these sayings, and I know that I'm not the only person that knows these sayings. So I'm going to call them out, some of them, and you fill in the blanks. To whom much is given,
much is required.
Amen. All right. If you make one step,
he'll make two, or God will make two.
Exactly. It ain't what you do.
It's how you do it.
It's how you do it.
Yes, yes. And so these are some of the things that, oh gosh, this particular grandmother of mine would say all the time. And my other grandmother would say these things as well. The question here is, what other motherwit sayings can you remember? Just hold that thought. Let that marinate.
Everybody, take a turn if you know one, so we have this in order. Who was talking? Identify yourself and then say what.
This is Mika.
Okay.
So you don't mix the water till the well runs dry.
Yes, that's in the book too.
Mm-hmm. We know you very well, my dear. I'm gonna come to that. I know, honey. Step over the back hole a minute.
And my sister used to say, "There's nothing so bad that there can't be something good about it."
Okay.
I gotta add that one for the next book. All right, nothing so bad that it can't be something good about it.
Like this conference and having the glitch that we're having, it's just allowing me. I mean, I've been blessed so much by the mistake. I just can't even tell you how many blessings I've gotten out of that mistake. Nothing so bad that it can. And all the sessions have been wonderful. And so we need you to kind of give us a little wit to it, Yeah, very good.
Well, that's what I do. So I'm here to break up all that, all the tension, all the, oh my gosh, and so that we can just rest and receive the blessings that God has been providing through the conference.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I am going to go to the next slide. All right. So I am going to share, first off, just one of the brief chapters in this book. And when I say a chapter, it's a page, y'all. So don't start thinking, oh my gosh.
Hey creatives, it's Dana Rice, and I want to share a snippet of my new book with you. It's a book that is full of pandemic-proof sayings to help you as an artist, not just survive these times, but thrive, baby. Yes, thrive in your arts life. So I'm gonna just read one of these, one of my favorites. It's called, the saying is, I make money, money don't make me. Know your non-negotiables. Decide what you're gonna do before you find yourself in the situation. It makes it a whole lot easier. Resist the temptation to jump when people put money in your face. Ask yourself, what do I have to give up to get this money?
Thank you.
And once you get the money, make it work for you. Don't get caught up in the vicious cycle of working for money. When we work for money, we have no choices because it all depends on what the money will let us do. It all depends on what the money will let us do. Instead, decide what you want to do and define how money will help you do it. I'm gonna say it again. Decide what you want to do and define how money will help you do it. Don't let money make you do anything you don't want to do. Don't let money make you go against your beliefs. You do have beliefs, do you? If not, we got a whole lot more to discuss. You need to get this book, okay? It's on Amazon.com. Right. And you can also get it on DanaRiceMusic.com. A half truth.
All right, she's still talking. So what I did for this workshop is I went in and looked at some of the sayings and thought of affirmations. And I call them affirmations in the key of grandma. And this is part of self-care. And we know affirmations are something, positive things that you say to yourself to block out the negative tapes that are rolling in our minds. And if we say these things out loud every day, post them someplace, you know, they tend to help us, you know, get our mind right. So I make money, money don't make me. That is the affirmation. And the reference is know your non-negotiables. That is a chapter in Half Truth Equals a Whole Lot. I'm gonna keep pushing on since I've missed some time. My grandma, you might have been able to see on the picture, she's a dark-skinned woman. Both of my grandmothers, actually. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And, you know, in creative, you know, people, you know, we're different. And people don't always know what to do with us. And there's the tendency to try to, you know, put yourself in a box, fit in the box, and knowing you're not going to fit in it. Just bust that box wide open and know that the thing that makes you different is the thing that makes you a special talent. So embrace this thing and try to be more of it. When I wrote these books, I was writing them with my children in mind and people of younger who may not have had these sayings, you know, said to them and didn't know what they mean. But I find that they still teach me every day. And so I'm hoping that you'll get something, some nuggets here for yourselves as well. I think there's another chapter coming up. This one, you do not beat a drum with one finger. And this is actually one that was told to me from someone that is African. It's an African saying.
Okay.
Hey creatives, it's Dana Rice, and I'm here to share with you a snippet from my book, A Half Truth Equals a Whole Lie, practical tips and words of wisdom grandma used to say for creatives. Yes, ma'am, yes, sir, it's filled with 31 pandemic-proof sayings that can help you not only survive, but thrive in your arts life. Here's a sample from the book. You do not beat a drum with one finger. All right, that's the title of the chapter, y'all. You do not beat a drum with one finger. As an artist, there is so much work for you to do that you cannot possibly do it all alone. So how do you find your team? Where are the team members? Here you will need to use some wisdom from another grandma saying that was mentioned in my previous book. You don't want people talking under your dress. Watch as well as pray. That's the advice. Watch as well as pray. Observe other people who you think will believe in your vision or for your art and who are ready, willing, and able to help you bring that vision to life. The ready, willing, and able qualifications are extremely important. Do not ignore these. If someone is ready to help you, but they don't know how, that person is not able to help you. Sometimes people are willing to help, but they don't have a clue as to how to help. And they probably don't even understand what you're doing. Still, others are willing and able, but not ready due to prior obligations. These are not your team members. Your team members must meet all three qualifications: ready, willing, and able. All right, y'all, head on over to Amazon.com.
All right, we're not gonna do the advertising. That was just a video that I had. So the affirmation in the key of grandma behind that is, I ask the right people for help when I need it. I thinking about the discussion that I came in at the end of Dr. Pace's session. I think, Cynthia, you were saying that you got all this music and, it's not, actually really published in a solid way. And I can totally relate. And so the idea that I want to say to you is, just get your team. You can't beat a drum with one finger, as you know, because you've done so much for this conference. And it was not a one person thing to put it together. And so possibly, we got to reach out and find who are the people who have the skill set to get this music published, because Dr. Pace already told you, you got to have it done by next year. All right, I'm just throwing that out because I have to do the same things. And I'm really saying it because, Cynthia, you asking me to do these workshops today really forced me to get some of my music and my things in an organized fashion. And so when I came on and you were saying what you're saying, I'm like, oh my gosh, now she's helping me progress to get it done. We can't let her stuff sit on the shelf. So the ready, the willing, and the able, the team is there. We've just got to find them, and we've got to filter through those who have 2 qualifications, but not all 3, or those who have 1, but not all 3, ready, willing, and able. Yeah. Okay. I think this is the last video. When life gives you lemons, y'all not ready for this. It's okay to make some chocolate milk.
I'm trying to
not lemonade, chocolate milk.
I'm trying to think which one of these corners I'll go into. I said, my name is Melva. Can I say here now, niggas? I want you to talk to me sometimes.
Okay, I hear you.
Where we are.
I hear you, Mama.
Yeah.
All right,
and I'm just Melva, and we do as much as we can together as a team.
That's right. Listeners,
yes.
Commenting on your stuff.
I love you. Dr. Mama knows I love her, and I know I'm her favorite. So
yes.
Let's see, I'm starting some mess now.
Yeah, don't start no competition between me and Weta. Go on, darling.
All right.
Hey creators, it's Dana Rice, and I want to share with you a piece of my new book, A Half Truth Equals a Whole Lie, practical tips and words of wisdom grandma used to say for creatives.
Where did we first meet you? Because
what we're going to read. The title of this chapter is When Life Gives You Lemons, It's Okay to Make Chocolate Milk. The best thing you have going for you as an artistic person is that there is nobody else who is exactly like you. Embrace the gift of you and don't waste time trying to imitate others. There may be a lot of dancers out there, but none of them views dance the same way you do. Musicians are a dime a dozen, but there's only one musician who brings what you have to the craft. Nobody but you can be you. Check this book out. It's on Amazon.
Okay, there she goes she's trying to sell again. Oh, y'all forgive her. Okay, when life so here's the affirmation. When life gives me lemons, I make chocolate milk. And we all know, we get lemons are everywhere. And so we have to, you know, just take what we have and make something out of it. Something, give them the unexpected. So
I like the chocolate milk analogy.
yes,
With us being Black,
that's see, you get it, because we chocolate, we don't do it like everybody else do it. Let the
That's
other people
right.
make lemonade. We're gonna go ahead and make some chocolate milk because they expect us to make lemonade now. So it's
There are
Yeah.
few people that sit down and have sat down around us and with us and so forth. I could call all names, but I'm not going to do it. Every those who Melvin Carson and them are.
Yes, we do.
and we don't go anywhere beyond knowing folks like y'all and say, hey,
Yeah.
this little
Dana, look at what you're doing. She hadn't been talking all morning, and you got your mama. You got her excited about what you were doing.
please know how much we
She's
love
listened to every presentation, and she is excited to see you on the screen.
we love you.
Yes,
it's yours, and our concern is that it maintains a continuity that we can all hook together.
Yes, ma'am. All right, we're gonna let Dana continue, okay?
That was the message I was getting out for Dana.
Okay, she gave that to you, Dana.
I love you, Dr. Melville. Dr. Mama, I love you. Dr. Mama is, I call her Dr. Mama, y'all. She is the reason why I was able to be obedient to the call to go to seminary. I always wanted to go to seminary once I knew I had a call to ministry, but you know, when it's time to do something, you start hemming and hawing a little bit. But I was looking at the ITC and I noticed that they had a music program. And there it was. Y'all already
That's my
heard
solo for the day, and every one of you, excuse me.
You know, this is what I grew up around too. So, you know, you just got to listen for the nuggets because they're there.
Yes, they are.
But when I knew that the music program was there, that was it. That was the deciding factor. I was like, okay, this is a no-brainer. I'm on my way there. So and it's just been a blessing. All right, do y'all know this one? It's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. And I know if you're working in ministry in any type of way, school is a ministry, church is a ministry, life is a ministry. A lot of times it feels like, oh, I'm too small for this, or they've so far ahead. But the grandma saying says it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. And so the affirmation is, I got tons of fight in me. I've got tons of fight in me, and just say it until it's true. Aha, this one, watch as well as pray. So there is a soundtrack that goes with these books. You know, people make soundtracks to movies, and I make them to books because I've been making chocolate milk. So here's one. If you were to go on YouTube, there's a whole playlist of videos with the songs of these sayings. So this one is watch as well as pray.
Watch as well as pray. Watch as well as pray.
With the way things are today, you gotta watch as well as pray. Because sometimes what's wrong looks right. If in the end you're gonna win, you must stay. Whoa, don't close your eyes for one moment, because with the way things are today, watch as well as pray. Because sometimes what's wrong looks right.
So watch as well as pray. That is the biggest self-care piece of this. I'm going to, I think that's the last. Okay, there's one more slide. But that watch as well as pray is so important. And that's the best self-care, because we can't leave that out. We're often, life is so busy, it keeps going. And there is a temptation to kind of cut out the prayer or cut out the Bible study or cut out the quiet moments. But those are the strength moments. And I know we all know this, but I think that it helps to hear it sometimes, that you gotta watch as well as pray. And then a lot of times we want to be too heavy on the pray thing and we're not watching. But we have to watch and pray, because we got to know what to pray about. If we're not watching, we don't really know what to pray about. So I invite everybody to just revisit the treasure that's in the Mother Wit sayings, and you know them. And I've just compiled, there's about 60 in between these three things that I've created. So the watch as well as pray that you just heard is from the soundtrack of Grandma Sayings. It's like 17 Grandma Sayings covered in there. And I recorded those. I wrote them and recorded them in 2020. So this beginning of this crazy time that we're living in with this pandemic. And what's significant for me about that is I generally, when I record something, I go to a studio. And I have an engineer that does all the stuff for me. They produce it up, make all the music. I give them my song and they make it sound great. But because of the pandemic, I couldn't do that. I couldn't go. And so I had to sit in here and, it was like, you got to get this done, and you just have you. So you got to work it out. And so I just got in there and said, okay, Lord, I don't know how to do this. And look what God did. So anything is possible. There's another book, You Don't Want People Talking Under Your Dress. I mean, it's nothing like, grandparents, they just say whatever and you have to go with it. So that's what she said. But it's still like more of these sayings. And I think our young people they're not aware of these a lot. And so it's important for us to continue the tradition. And so that these are like tools that can really help, especially for artistic people. We need all the tools we can get. And of course, I've been introducing a half truth equals a whole lie. If you're interested in any of this, you can get any or all of it at danaricemusic.com/get my book. I'd love for y'all to go on YouTube, like, comment, and share the videos. If YouTube is a place that you like to hang out at, say hello to me. I'd appreciate that. And that is, I'm going to stop the screen share. I think we have a couple more minutes. And so I would like to hear from you, like, do you see yourself utilizing things that you've heard, these sayings that you've heard all your life, in your daily life? Any examples anybody want to share?
Mama's talking, but I wanted to share. I think I've already told you, Dana, that I have created a list of 56 sayings that I use in Bible study when they fit in with a particular theme. And of course, I intersperse some Bible verses. And what I do is I say the first part of the saying, and I see if the kids can come up with the latter half. And so what we do is we do our lesson, and then maybe at the end of the lesson, we might do 5 sayings. Do unto others as you'd have others doing.
You do understand.
Train up a child in the way that and they have to finish that. And then I intersperse the biblical sayings with what I've taken out of your book, to kind of make it an integration of things that we do. But you can do the same kind of thing, using scripture from the Bible, which I think, is good to integrate. And that's the model. But I got 50 or 60 sayings that I've pulled together, some out of your book and some, out of scriptures that I use with the kids when I'm teaching Bible study.
Yeah. So after this, like in the next few minutes or so, I'm going to be talking on artistic expressions for children in worship. Y'all get ready for choir rehearsal because we're going to sing, and we're going to get some, new resources that we may not know about, and share some other resources as well. A friend of mine from GMWA is coming in to kind of join up on the workshop with me. I called her at the last minute. I was like, hey, you want to talk on this workshop with me? And she was like, I'd love to. So Dr. Gloria McCall will be here right about at 3 o'clock. And so that's like a little.
They're here.
Just want to say that the title of your book, Half Truth is a Whole Lie, that was not one that I had heard frequently. And so, and the kids really, and I had them exegesis. What does that mean? If you have truth equals a whole lot. So I really appreciated that title, and all of us have a tendency to want to tell a half truth, tell a little bit of a truth, and then we expect people to believe it, and the truth is not, that's just so powerful. I like that title. I just wanted to comment.
Thank you. When I was coming to, I was writing all the stuff, and then I said, okay, now what is the title of the book? And for the first book, I had used one of the sayings, so I wanted to do that for this one as well. And so I think I had 3 top ones. One of them was the lemons and the chocolate milk. And then it was this one, a half truth equals a whole lie. I can't remember which of the other ones was. So I went on Facebook and just asked everybody, hey, what would you like to read a book about? Which title is yours? And most people chose a half truth equals a whole lie. A lot of people said because we're in the midst of so many lies and so many half truths right now. So it was resonating with a lot of people. And when I looked at it, I said, okay, because I was really pushing for the lemons and the chocolate milk. But, I listened to the advice, and I was like, you know what, that is the title of the book. So thank you. I'm glad that it's resonating with you. Oh, I set myself an alarm so that I would not keep talking. I heard a beep. Cynthia, are we here? Do we have a little break between the 2 workshops, or it just keeps going? What I can do is I can play the soundtrack if you'd like to hear that.
That's fine.
Can you hear it?
Get all you can. Just don't can all you get.
Baby, get all you can.
Get all you can.
All you
Just don't can all you get.
All you can. Just don't can it all. Ooh.
Get all you can. Just don't can all you get.
Oh, baby, get all you can. All you can. All you can. Just don't can it all.
Get all you can. Just don't can all
can
you
it
get.
all. Just don't can it all. Just don't can it all. Sing song for a while. Sing song for a while. Sing song for us. Sing song for us. Sing song for a while.
Don't care will do anything.
Don't care will do anything. It'll make you sell your soul and throw your life away. Whatever you do, please care. Whatever you do,
Don't care will do anything.
please care.
Users use and liars lie.
That's what Grandma said.
Users use and liars lie.
Grandma always said.
Users use and liars lie.
You don't want people talking under your dress. You don't want it heard.
You don't want people talking under your dress.
You don't want it, don't want it, don't
Talking
want
under your
it,
dress.
child. You don't want it, child. You don't want it, child.
You don't want people talking under your dress. The furthest way around is the shortest. The furthest way around is the shortest. The furthest way around is the shortest.
Don't you tell everything you know. Don't you tell everything you know. Keep 'em guessing. Yeah.
Don't let your left